AI is evolving so fast it's almost dizzying, right? To really get a handle on where it's all headed, we're going to decode its journey. We'll go from AI as a simple creator of stuff all the way to a powerful orchestrator of really complex tasks. So let's dive in and break it all down.
Okay, so you've probably heard all these buzzwords flying around. Generative AI, AI agent, agentic AI. A lot of the time, people just kind of throw them around interchangeably, and honestly, it gets super confusing. So what is the real difference between them? That's what we're here to do. We're going to make these concepts totally crystal clear for you.
So let's treat this like we're playing a video game. We're going to level up our understanding of AI, starting at level 1 with the basics, and then work our way up to the really powerful, sophisticated systems that are out there right now.
All right, our journey begins at level 1, the creator. Now, this is the kind of AI that most of us have already played around with. It's generative AI, and you got to understand it's the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about.
So, at its heart, generative AI does, well, exactly what the name implies. It generates stuff. We're talking new content, like an email, a picture, maybe even a song. Its whole job is to create this new content by spotting patterns in all the data it's been trained on.
The engine powering all this, you can think of it like a giant, brilliant brain. We call it a large language model, or LLM for short. And this brain has been trained on a massive library of information, like a huge chunk of the internet, from Wikipedia to tons and tons of books. It uses all that knowledge to answer our questions and create content. But here's the catch. What happens when you ask this brilliant brain something about the real world, like right now? Let's put it to the test. Imagine you ask it a really simple, real-world question. Hey, what's the price of a flight ticket for tomorrow? What do you think its answer is going to be?
Well, the answer is, it can't tell you. It has no idea. You see, its knowledge is basically frozen in the past. It's stuck at the moment its training stopped. It has this thing called a knowledge cutoff date, which means it knows absolutely nothing about today's flight prices. So for this brain to be really useful, it needs a way to connect with the world as it is right now.
And that brings us perfectly to level 2, the AI agent. This is the big upgrade. This is where the AI stops just knowing stuff and actually starts doing stuff.
So what is an AI agent? It's basically a program that can look at its environment, make some decisions, and then actually take action to get something done. It's not just a fancy Q&A machine anymore, it's a real task completer.
Okay, so how do we actually make this happen? Well, we take that same brilliant LLM brain from level 1, but now we give it a set of tools. Think of it like giving a carpenter a hammer and a screwdriver. For the AI, these tools are things like APIs, and by giving it access to them, we unlock a whole new world of things it can do.
So let's go back to our flight question. Now, with its new tools, the AI agent can actually follow a simple plan. It can use that travel API to search for different flights, it can look at the results and decide on the cheapest one, and then it can actually book the flight for you. See? It's taking action in the real world.
So yeah, an AI agent is a huge step up. It's way more than a chatbot because it gets tasks done, and it's got some autonomy. It can make its own decisions, like picking the best flight. But, and this is a big but, this is still for pretty simple, straightforward tasks. So what happens when the goal gets really complicated?
And that brings us to our final level, level 3, the agentic system. Now we're talking about the cutting edge. This is where AI goes from being a simple doer to a full-on intelligent orchestrator.
Okay, just think about a goal like this one. Plan my 7-day trip to New Delhi in May. But wait, find only sunny days, stay under a $1,600 flight budget, and I don't want any layovers. Whoa, that is not a simple one-step task, right? It's got all these different constraints: weather, money, flight rules. A simple AI agent from level 2 would probably get stuck. This needs a whole other level of planning.
This is where an agentic system shines. It tackles a problem like this by creating a whole multi-step plan. First, it starts coordinating its tools. It'll ping a weather API to find those 7 sunny days. Then it'll check the travel API to find flights on those specific days that are within budget. But here's the really cool part. It can even coordinate with other agents. It could call up a separate immigration agent to check on your visa status before it finalizes anything. That's real multi-step reasoning in action.
So, to put it simply, agentic AI is a system where one or more agents work together, on their own, to pull off a really complex goal. It's all about planning, reasoning, and coordinating all the moving parts to get the job done.
Yeah, an agentic system isn't just following a single command anymore. It's actually strategizing.
It's thinking multiple steps ahead, working towards these big, long-term goals. It's basically acting like a super efficient project manager, coordinating all the tools and other agents it needs to pull off the mission.
Okay, so we've climbed the ladder from level 1 all the way to level 3. Now let's put it all together and look at everything side by side for a final super clear comparison.
Let's break down this table. Just look at the core capability. We go from basic Q&A and content creation with generative AI to simple task completion with an AI agent, all the way to complex goal achievement with an agentic system. And the example tasks tell the whole story, right? We go from write a poem to book the cheapest flight and finally to plan my entire vacation. And the most important thing, look at the autonomy level. It just keeps going up, from low to medium to high.
So there you have it. That's the whole progression. We started with a simple, knowledgeable brain. Then we gave that brain tools to turn it into a doer. And finally, we leveled it up into a full-blown orchestrator, one that can manage incredibly complex plans all by itself.
And this is a really key point to remember. These aren't three totally separate things. They actually build on top of each other. That generative AI brain we started with back at level 1, that's the core engine that makes all the more advanced agents and agentic systems possible.
So it's pretty clear that AI is leveling up, big time. It's moving from being just a creator to becoming a powerful orchestrator. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. If you had one of these agentic systems at your command, what complex, ambitious goal would you give it? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.